Hello, Champlain! Welcome back. It's been a while, but we are returning with some Overwatch gaming tonight. I am Josh, aka Z-Luck, and I'm joined here by my wonderful co-caster.
It is me, Tom Frosty. You know, we're in the new esports arena. We put a lot of money into this facility, and look at us. We're coming together with our new architecture and... Oh, a little bit off screen there, but
Yeah, there is a problem. There's a void, and sometimes we may slip into it.
yeah, so I can't go too much to the left or I might fall off the face of the earth. But, you know, we're here today to watch some great Overwatch, the best Overwatch that Champlain College has to offer in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, last 2 weeks activation, saw some great games off stream from all of our Overwatch teams. But tonight, we're joined by Overwatch Blue taking on RPI Black, I believe that is Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, their black team, which I believe is their second highest team. And I also believe actually that off stream, while this is happening, Overwatch Baja is taking on RPI as well. It's exciting to see a little Champlain RPI beef tonight. Hopefully we take home a dub in both those games, as looks like some bans have gone through for our first map. For those who are new to Overwatch, there's a little map rotation, a bunch of different game modes we play. First one, little bit of King of a Hill action.
Definitely, for sure. Koth leading up the first game. It looks like we have a ban on Samoa. And I believe Champlain has map picks, so maybe they'll take us to Lijiang, maybe they'll take us to Antarctic. You never know. Champlain really has been favoring the Brawl playstyle, so I wonder if they'll play into that, or if they'll try to throw the opponent off their guard with a weird map pick and a weird comp for it.
Yeah, I was talking to the team before the game to get a little bit of insight onto what they're planning to do, and since it is our season opener, they do want to stick to meta, at least for the start, get in the flow of things, get a little comfortable. Gonna see a lot of that Brawl, like Tom said. Gonna see heroes like Ramatra, gonna see a lot of Lucia with that as well. And it looks like maybe Nepal is going to be locked in here for our first map. What do you think about Nepal?
Nepal is a very old Overwatch map. There's a lot of metas that have been played on it. I remember Goats back in the day went huge on this map. But, you know, Nepal, depending on the map, if we go to Village, we go to Sanctum, you could see the Ramatra, or they could bring out the Wrecking Ball, depending on the topography we see. You know, I don't know what RPI is going to be rocking, but Champlain, I think they're going to style on them.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Nepal plays into what we want to do very well, especially like Sanctum, like you said. A lot of tight spaces for our Ramatra, a lot of places to go fast. But I like that you mentioned for Wrecking Ball there. A little bit of an early leak on what some behind the scenes stuff we might be cooking up. We were playing it a lot towards the end of last season, so I'm hoping to see it more again here in the spring. But some Wrecking Ball with that Zen Brig a lot of the time. A lot of flexibility in playing fast around the map with that comp. Really fun to watch. Maybe we'll see a little bit of that later tonight.
For sure. Link is known for Zenyatta play.
Oh, yeah.
And Zen Brig is always a fun comp to play and watch. Not an easy thing to do, but with UE on tank, anything is possible. You know, he can make anything work if you try hard enough. And it looks like we are loading into game.
Looking like we might see a Ramatra mirror here, actually. Not super surprising. He is probably the strongest tank in the meta right now. Interesting to see how that will shake up. We're actually gonna have a pretty big patch later this week, or into next week. New season is gonna be starting. Big shake up. So this might be the end of a meta, as we know this might be the send off for this Ramatra Brawl tonight. So hopefully we end strong on it.
It's true, yeah. Season 9 will bring a huge shakeup to the Overwatch meta. Health increased across the board. DPS passive, support passive changed. Everything's gonna change. I can't say who will be good, but I'm willing to bet Ramatra will remain on top, as he is just a king of flexibility and Brawl. You know, they're coming up here on the right. Form from Champlain used the wall from RPI. Blocking the wall, Blizzard May, everything's happening, and Champlain is backing off as form now used from RPI, and they're walking in. Can the May wall find value in return? Yep,
huge.
Isolated the Ramatra, and Yuio has his form back up to re-engage, go right by the eye field, and clean up RPI.
Yeah, really well played by Champlain. What you're going to want to look out for mostly in this matchup is going to be the May wall and the Ramatra form. Those are your two biggest cooldowns, which are going to indicate the flow of the fight. It looks like the way Champlain paid that first fight, they kind of wanted to bait out some early cooldowns from them and then re-engage back in with their Mei wall and try to block off that Ramatra and turn the fight that way. We're going to see a lot of fights won off of just one kill here in this comp. Once someone falls, whether it's the Baptiste or the Ramatra, most of the time the fight's over.
Yeah, Champlain's looking a bit split here as they wall off the choke, and RPI can't quite all make it through. Yuyo looking for a pick in the back. No Ramatra's forms used, so they're really going to be coming up on the left here, but RPI is split. They don't know how to walk forward here. Sojourn waiting on her side, and Champlain is a little bit taking their time. They're poking out, spreading out around the point, setting up a firing range, as, wow, Mercy sliding right in and assassinating the enemy Mei.
Yeah, huge play. I really like the slow play from Champlain, but Lank falls. Now, down Baptiste is going to be really hard to hold this space without their main support, but Champlain now going to contest back onto the point as Mercy looks for an angle with her rail.
Yeah, Champlain doesn't have a main heal, so they're going to need to play this quick or pop an ult. And the freeze comes down from Kazuma. It looks like they're going to be taking down the enemy Mirage, but the Eiffel keeps them up for an annoyingly long amount of time. The window down from RPI. They can't quite take the point as they're now down a tank. I'm thinking RPI is going to have to back up or die here. It looks like they're committing, but I don't see how they can possibly overcome the tank advantage.
Yeah, a great angle now opened up by Lank's window as well. It's going to make it really, really hard for RPI to contest, especially without a tank, but
Squid Hat Jack
freeze coming out. Squid Hat Jack finds the trade onto it, and there's going to be almost no value as Lamp drops as well, and RPI have to just back away as Champlain taking a really aggressive early lead here on the first point of this map.
Yeah, this fight is not stopping. Ultimate's being traded left and right. RPI does have that overclock for the Sojourn, which is one of the most powerful ultimates in the game, but Champlain might try to go quick with a rampage from Yuyo here with the Ramatra ult. You never know. Oh, and they're looking for maybe the beat engage. We'll have to see here, but Champlain has to make a move, or RPI is going to claim the point.
Yeah, RPI posturing early as Lamp goes down, and with Lamp falls the Baptiste. Huge swing in favor as Beat comes out, and Yuyo is punching forward. Looking to see some Ramatra ults coming out now as they're trading on the point. Second Ramatra ult now, as now both supports for RPI are down, but Squid Hat Jack is traded quickly. Now both holding the block. Mei is in her own block, but Wall's coming down. Another block. This time blocking off the escape as all of RPI fallen. Looks like the first point in Nepal is going to go to Champlain.
Yeah, very smart from Champlain. They gave up point, but they took the positioning advantage. We were able to get a pick before the fight began, and then cleaned up after RPI had isolated themselves on point with nowhere to go. Beats traded, Ramatra ults traded, and Champlain comes out on top.
So if I'm RPI, I'm thinking, well, geez, what just happened?
Yeah.
How are we going to fix this? Champlain played their cooldowns really smart. Another thing to look out for that I didn't really mention is going to be that Baptiste Lamp, that invulnerability field, and it seems like RPI is having to burn that really early in these fights. You'll see in the kill feed where it goes down and it breaks as if it was one of our heroes falling in the fight. And that's really important to look out for, because if they don't have that immortality field, there can be a lot of burst through of the fight.
Yeah, both teams rolling out with Symmetra for that early trying to get to point fast, but it looks like Champlain is slightly ahead despite having the same exact strategy, and they're going to be able to take this positioning advantage with their Mei. This is very powerful for Champlain. RPI is not happy about that as they have to rotate to the right, and the first wall comes down from Kazuya, but no capitalization. Champlain not quite ready to get the kill off that, and the ice blocks traded, walls traded, and Champlain has control of the point. That'll be unlocking, and I think Champlain has Nemesis form advantage right now, as Squid Hat Jack looks to poke the Baptiste in the back. Oh my god, RPI going in, running on the enemy Baptiste. And Ifield keeps up Lank as Champlain is just brawling it out on point, and looks like they're coming out on top.
I'm so glad we're on the Squid Hat Jack POV for that fight. He did a lot there. He really split up that backline for the Mei wall to come out, and then he was able to find his way back to his own Baptiste to keep him alive on the back end of a fight. Really, really important that Lucio is able to use his speed to maneuver across different points in the fight, because it's his job not to just play aggressive, but to also play to peel and support his other support players.
Yeah, just as you said, he was able to disrupt the enemy Baptiste, really mess up RPI's tempo and healing, and then go back in time to help Lank out and peel his own Baptiste. That's exactly what you want out of your Lucio player. And RPI now changing things up, trying to go on the left as Kazuma mauls out the Lucio, and that's just a free kill. Sloppy play from RPI, and now they're going to be staggered if they take this fight at all.
Yeah, really just kind of impatient from Twigsy on the Lucio, as he is really important to stay alive in these fights, as we see the engagement come out in an early lamp, but early ice block coming out from the Mei as well. I mean, she's going to fall.
Oh man, what a wall.
Numbers just so in favor of Champlain as we look to push forward aggressively with the Ramatra ult. Clean out the backline. Lucio falls again. Sojourn falling, and that's going to be another fight win for Champlain. And you might think, wow, we used so much, we're going to be drawing resources, but we still have 2 ults in our back pocket, looking like we have a Blizzard and a window coming through. Hopefully use that pretty early to get aggressive and keep this tempo up on RPI.
Yeah, we got Beat will be kept in the back pocket in case RPI tries to pop an overclock, and Champlain really has advantage here. RPI needs to go quick, but they don't have the resources. A window is simply not going to be enough to take this point without some type of miracle.
Yeah, Champlain just up in point control, up in resources, and really in a lockdown situation to win this fight.
All right, here we go. The Blizzard comes out early from Champlain. Baptiste is dueling our Sojourn on point, but the Blizzard is huge. 3 people frozen as Champlain walks through. No beat from RPI, and Champlain just walks over them in the brawl. You know, this is the most quintessential brawl map on Nepal, and Champlain were dominant start to finish. This does not bode well. I think RPI will have to be thinking about changing their comp because they can't compete on the same footing with this composition.
Yeah, I don't think the brawl mirrors it for RPI. I think we're playing too fast for them. We're building our ultimates way quicker, and genuinely just kind of sloppy play. Like, I think if they were to tighten up a little bit and make sure that they're taking the rotations together more, that a lot of that can be fixed for them. But until they're able to get their timings down better as a team, I don't think they can match the brawl.
Yeah, Champlain were engaging every fight. They had the tempo advantage, and they would just not let up. Ult advantage, tempo advantage, pick advantage. Kazuma on the Mei is a menace. Every time I come on this broadcast, he is playing Mei, and he is hitting those walls left and right. It cannot be understated, the value of that. And RPI just doesn't have the discipline to not be isolated by those walls and to play around them. Champlain looking very dominant going into map 2.
Yeah, I believe, actually, shout out to Cosmo. He was last season's MVP, I believe, for the team. He was their rookie, brought up from Baja 2 Blue, and a role swap as well to DPS, and he's really shining. And looks like he's continuing his form into his second season with the team. But we're going to throw it to a quick break. We'll be coming back onto our second map as they figure that out now. We'll be escorts, see a little bit of payload action. See you on the other side. Good evening.
And we're back. Champlain, after a dominant map 1 win and a little bit of a break there, we're going to map 2 on Shambali Monastery, pick of RPI. I don't know what they're looking to get here, but they have to be trying to shake things up. This is a very dominant Ramatra map, and we did just see Ramatra. So maybe there's a pocket pick, or maybe they're just trying to stick to what they're comfortable with and hope that Champlain falls apart.
Yeah, Shambali's really interesting. Like I said, we're going to be going to escort, which for those who don't know means we're pushing a payload. It's going to be the objective. We've got to get it from one point of the map up through some checkpoints up to the other. And one big thing to note here on this first point is going to be, you can kind of see as the camera goes by that high ground in the back. you are still looking at us for casters, so I'm just pointing at nothing right now. There's a really important first high ground we're going to see a lot of contention over around the first corner if the payload turns. I'm curious to see how Champlain, I believe we're starting on defense, is going to hold.
Yeah, Champlain on team 1 here, so they're going to be either defending or attacking, but you can...
Those are for two sides.
Yeah, they're going to...
Those are in fact for two sides. They will definitely be doing
one of those two things here. Looking like they're going to be defending here as Champlain...
Oh, coming out on the Sigma.
All right, the poke comp coming through, and wow, RPI switching over to a dive composition.
Really interesting to see that coming out. I do quite like the Echo on this map. I think she gets a lot of value on this map. I see a fair amount of Echo plays succeed, even if it's not the most common pick. Glad we're keeping the Sojourn, though. I think that hero is really dominant in the meta right now, and even if you're playing a more dive style comp, that she still slots in quite nicely.
Yeah, I think the Winston and the Echo are RPI's answer to the Mei from Kazuma, as they're going to be trying to rely on their mobility to not get walled out and to always be able to take the next fight without having to be isolated. Champlain holding up top right as normal. Echo can easily fly above the wall, so they have to be careful about that once they scout out the Echo. And RPI just taking their time, pushing the cart up the hill before that first dive. Here we go. The rock. And there's the wall from Kazuma cutting off the Winston. Oh my god, they don't give a damn about his mobility. He's in, he's out.
Yeah, smart play from Champlain. One of the best answers to Winston is just shooting him. It seems a little silly to say, but sometimes the best thing to do is just apply that pressure, and you know, if you're not getting the respect that you deserve from just shooting at him, he will die like that. And Winston is one of those characters that's like, you kind of trick yourself into thinking you're tankier than you are. And if you're not playing safe, you will die fast, as another engage looks coming out here on the right side of the map.
Kazuma single-handedly shutting down that entire right side push. RPI not too sure on what they're going to be doing here. They're a bit split, as their Ana's left, their Winston's right. They're not pushing point. I don't really know what they're looking to do here. Time is wasting. They force out Ice Block. Maybe they commit on the Mei, but no, the Winston is too afraid. They've struck fear into his heart, and now he can't do anything but sit back and watch.
Yeah, one of the big pitfalls of playing dive into poke is just letting the poke team set up and hang out. The dive team has to be constantly making these heroes uncomfortable on their angles, as the Winston goes in again, and Mercy falls fast in the fight, and the support's quick to follow. Well played by RPI. That's the aggression they're going to need for the rest of this map if they want to continue to succeed on this comp.
For sure. They had follow-up with the Winston there. The Echo went in first, was able to at least put in damage and even get a pick there. Oh, was that?
It was an Echo copy.
That was, gotcha.
Yeah, so we did see Echo's ult come out, which allows her to copy a hero on the other team. She copied the Lucio and then used Lucio ult that way. In terms of Champlain's ults, they only used one to RPI's 2, because RPI did use that nano boost ability as well. Link down his window, which isn't really the most high impact ult, so Champlain in a good place to posture as Winston goes in.
Yeah, Squid Hat Jag contesting point, and the Winston is diving the back, able to pick up Link, and the Primal comes through, but it looks like Champlain's winning here. As long as they don't get C9 by this Primal, they should be in good shape to take this to the next fight.
Yeah, and I mean, we're seeing the opposite end of the answer to the dive come out. If you can't just shoot the Winston, shoot his supports, right?
There we go.
Trade out that back line, and don't let them, that's a word that I forgot, support. That's the name of a role, and it's what we're trying to do, support for Winston on that dive. No nano boost to keep him alive, relying on that primal, but just not enough value as the Ana and the Brig fall in that fight, and looking to posture now on this angle. Champlain, a lot of ults to use. I'd like to see an early overclock. Keep that pressure up and don't let the Winston get set up to get into the backline again.
Overclock on both sides. It looks like RPI has not scouted out the Kazuma Mei, hiding behind here, waiting for the Blizzard.
Beautiful.
And there we go, solo ulting the enemy Ana, but that'll make it work. Oh, the rally comes through. RPI is still looking for this as Champlain drops a beat in retaliation, and yeah, I don't know about that rally, because Champlain is just going to be cleaning up with no main heal from the side of RPI.
And Kazuma just setting fire to the back line, honestly. He burned that Ana so fast, and there's really nothing you can do about it. It's a classic Champlain stash. They love doing it.
Yeah, Kazuma, especially when he's on that Mei, he has the extra survivability from that ice block. You will see him hide in some really cheeky positions, trying to bait the enemy in, or even get to the enemy support as quickly as possible. But I don't know, RPI does have the tools for one fight here.
Oh yeah, with Nano back on Winston, he jumps in fast and applying pressure to force Yuyo back, but
Mercy in the backline, tearing apart RPI with that overclock, and Link as well. Yeah, Champlain are just playing with their food at this point as they absorb that engage and engage right back at him. I didn't see any kills for that overclock from RPI. Yuyo, I'm not seeing any kills for that ult either, but it doesn't matter. Champlain cleans up with a dominant early
big rock.
game. Yeah, oh my.
It's just a really smart call. I'm not sure exactly who made it. I'll assume it's Link because it was his movement, but he just shifts out of the backline and goes really aggressive. They know Winston is looking to go forward with a nano. They know they're looking for that overclock, and he says, "You can't dive me if I'm diving you." And he flips the fight with the Sojourn into the back line, gets away from the Winston, and you're not getting a lot of value out of a Nano Winston dive if you're just trading onto a Sigma. So.
No, yeah, definitely overeager by the Winston there. I mean, he jumped a Mei and a Sigma. He couldn't even find the Baptiste because the Baptiste was in his own back line.
it's kind of like iconic Link style of play.
Yeah.
He will find backline flanks. He will find those angles. That's why it's so good at Zenyatta. I'm really hoping we get to see it tonight. But kind of a little preview on the Baptiste is we're seeing a silly comp early from RPI. I doubt they stick on. I really doubt they stick on these characters, but if they do, it will be spicy. Maybe going the Hog as anti-dive. Maybe they think that Champlain's going to come out on a Winston of their own, but...
Yeah. I mean, I respect it. As RPI, you got to be looking for some type of thing to shake it up. A little bit cheese, get some weird things here that Champlain's not ready for. And the Hog is not a common pick. It's a powerful character. It's been reworked recently, but not what you typically see on this map or any map in organized collegiate play.
Speaking of Hog, shout out Champlain superstar stud Leo Gibba.
Gibba,
inventor of Hog,
legendary Hog player. He's not on the team currently.
Well, he's like kind of a sub, low key.
I'm hoping we'll see him at some time during the season.
He like shows up to their scrims sometimes. I can leak the back end.
He's a side character, reoccurring. You know.
He's my favorite reoccurring side character as Alpha Spectre looks for a hook, but he is not Gibba.
Whoa, Yuyo
and does not find it.
There.
Oh my goodness, Yuyo.
Alright, there's a weird hold here from RPI. Champlain's trying to figure out how to break it.
The Sojourn flank is going to go massive here in a second from Mercy.
Yeah, Yuyo poking down the other Sojourn, and Mercy comes in just in time to clean up.
Oh, headshot coming out from Cosmo. Love to see it. The little icicle finishing it off as Mercy falls as well. Hog soon to fall after, and...
Yeah, this is a stagger. RPI being cleaned up. Are they going to get this Kiriko? Doesn't look like it. Oh,
there we go.
After all, okay.
That's huge. I mean, if I'm RPI, I'm kind of shaking in my boots.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how we're holding this.
It's a clean 5-man wipe.
Yeah.
They're going to have a hard time touching here with the Hog. No Ana for the team.
Curious that they're staying on the Hog as Echo comes out the side and...
Oh my god!
Big rock!
Big rock from Yuyo. They're pushing to the back here. They don't care. They're playing dive after all.
Love to see this comfortability coming out from Champlain. After a tough end to last season, it's really, really promising to see us come out to such a strong early start. Really batten down the hatches. Got that grinded and we're already taken 2 maps. We've only been going for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at my watch here and I'm thinking, what's going on? RPI has not had a single point. They've not captured anything really, and Champlain has been dominating their way through. I don't.
Echo for player of the game, though, interestingly enough. This is probably that first fight that they won where they ended up getting beat off.
That's a funny Lucio copy. Probably not what they wanted, but it works out. And yeah, dominant, good dive from RPI, the first and last of its kind.
It was promising though. I saw like a little glimmer of hope after that dive. They set it up quite well, and then they cycled back to their ultimates and kind of just got outmaneuvered by Link and by Mercy in the back line.
Yeah, they weren't ready for that circular play there by Champlain, coming in the back, coming in the front, doing little rotations there. Couldn't tell where Champlain was at any given time, as Champlain couldn't tell where they were either.
And I think we'll probably be pretty fast into map 3, as there's only 2 maps in the pool for this game mode. Flashpoint, it's like the first game mode we saw, King of a Hill, but instead of stopping between each point, it's all on one big map. First to 3 points win is we're hopping into Suravasa just like that. Off to India. That's where Suravasa is.
I think it's in Thailand.
No. Suravasa is in India.
Isn't it Lifeweaver's map? Anyway,
Can we get a check from broadcast, please?
We're gonna need a lore check on this. But
Really beautiful map though. Came out just like 2 seasons ago, I believe, when this game mode launched, and it's really pretty. I love this map. I was not a big fan at first. Playing with the Baja team last semester, I really fell in love with this map. We had a lot of fun on this map. It's probably our best map. Overall, great design. Really walk-offable ledges, though. Shout out to those at home who know what I'm talking about.
yeah, for sure. Flashpoint is one of the newer additions to Overwatch 2.
Is this the comp of Doomfist?
Oh my, we're getting a real treat with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Doomfist. I don't know what's gonna happen. Lank is sticking on the Baptiste. I'm a little bit disappointed. I've heard he can play a mean Lifeweaver, but
I don't know if I've ever actually seen him play Lifeweaver.
it's allegedly, you know,
allegedly rumored. Really interesting comp though. You don't normally see the Doomfist with his support line.
Yeah.
Honestly,
he is in. Oh my god.
This is gonna be a game.
Right,
this is gonna be a game, people.
Looks like they're trying to trade front lines here as the Nemesis form is keeping up the RPI front line as Yu-Gi-Oh does eventually go down. Yeah, Champlain is struggling.
Some light trolling.
Oh my god, the shots come through from Mercy, and the Reaper just cleans house on that. And is he gonna get the Baptiste? He's looking for it. Rates out. I mean, Champlain's even, but it feels like they're up at this point. If Squid Hat Jack doesn't go down.
Kind of crazy play, honestly, with Yu-Gi-Oh just eating so many resources before he goes down. Even though he falls, Champlain is able to keep themselves alive as a big punch separates the Sojourn out from the fight. Does burn her slide, but Yu-Gi-Oh does not care. He is pushing forward now onto the Baptiste. Has him in the corner. He falls, but a trade for Squid Hat Jack as the Doomfist backs out of the fight.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh only holding that W key, permanent aggression here. And with the Reaper Baptiste, you're looking for more brawl style of play from the Champlain composition rather than the dive, which Doomfist can also play. So Champlain's looking to brawl, and honestly, a little bit of healing there for the Doomfist. And RPI is looking to brawl too, but they're getting outdone by the mobility of Yu-Gi-Oh in that exact style. And the Reaper,
it's hard. It's really hard.
Putting up pressure. The Doomfist is putting up pressure. RPI has to somehow find an opening, but they can't even make it through the choke together.
Yeah, this Tracer pick is quite interesting. It's not normally what you would see with a Brawl comp, but I feel like it has the opportunity to be the difference maker in these fights as we see Lank open up early with an interesting window, getting creative as the tank burns quickly, and Champlain already up numbers in this fight.
Yeah. Death Blossom comes through from Reaper, cleaning up the backline, and that'll be flashpoint number 1 taken for Champlain.
Sometimes you just have to press Q.
I mean, Champlain, they weren't even forced out. I saw a window there from Lank, but it didn't really do much. He was just kind of chilling in their backline, and then the Death Blossom is enough, but Yu-Gi-Oh and Kazuma haven't even built an ult yet.
Ooh, some early swaps now off the Ramatra onto the JQ. This means that RPI are looking to increase the pace of their fight. But JQ shout ability, very, very promising in picking up the pace and aggression as Yu-Gi-Oh says, no, I'm gonna go first. As he dives into the backline now, dropping his ult, looking out towards the Sojourn. Not gonna find much, just trying to live now. As a pulse bomb finds 2.
Big Tracer ult. It looks like we didn't have eye field available for that. Damn shame. And yep, RPI gonna be waterfalling out onto the point, cleaning up.
Good job from Nicolax.
Nicola X.
Kind of interesting name there. Yeah, good job from him on Tracer. Found that opening, punished that aggression, and Yu-Gi-Oh kind of went a little too deep for no reason, honestly. I don't think that his teammates were in position to follow up on what he was doing, and right now it looks like he might be trying to find out this Tracer on the flank as Champlain are preparing to open with this overdrive from Kazuma.
Here we go. Beat drop does not get killed midair, and Junker Queen is in the back trying to kill the overclocking Sojourn, but Lank is keeping him up, but no kills are coming down from that overclock, and Squid Hat Jack gets booped off the map. You hate to see it.
Oh, Lank.
But, alright, it looks like it's going to be a close fight as Champlain cleans up in the end, as being down that Tracer really hurt RPI for that entire fight.
Yeah, some pretty stoic support gameplay, honestly. He really was able to just say, I'm the DPS now when his DPS died, and sometimes as a Baptiste, that's what you gotta do. Your gun is pretty powerful on that character, landing some really key shots to turn the tides after the overclock went down from Kazuma. And now back with just a pulse bomb, RPI might have some trouble contesting here.
Yeah, ult advantage not really swaying too far in either team's favor, but I would say RPI is favored this fight, especially with Yuyo going in, getting cut off, and dropping critical before the fight even begins.
Oh, Yuyo falling super early, really over aggressive. Again, but maybe if a window will be the difference maker here.
Oh my
or if a Blossom
God.
is Mercy just destroys Alpha Spectre. Beautiful play from him.
Yeah, you do not see a damage boosted Reaper doing that much damage to a window often. Most the enemy team usually does not let that happen, but Junker Queen just walked up and ate it as Champlain keeps holding. Gonna be looking for final fight here for second point if RPI even tries at all.
Yeah, really curious to see how they recontest this. Now, no ultimates. Now, Pulse Bomb used, and Mercy finds another one. Early advantage means the Flashpoint is definitely going over in favor of Champlain as a brief contest will come out, and Mercy might drop on the back end, but doesn't look like much overtime play will come through, but I stand corrected as the punch misses from Yuyo, but falls anyways. Just a few more people to clean up on the point for Champlain is now 2 flashpoints in favor. One more to close out the map, one more to close out the series, and start off our season 1-0.
Yeah, RPI fighting back, but Yuyo's Doomfist is too powerful for them to overcome. I mean...
Oh, I like that. That's a nice little jump.
Little looking at the map geometry there. Where's it gonna go? Nowhere.
Into the wall. Big punch.
Yeah.
All right. Key things to look at in this fight. Gonna be that beat. Probably gonna be safe for JQ on the other side from Alpha Spectre. We do have Window and Rail, aka Overclock, coming up for RPI. As Yuyo yet again before the fight falls. And Champlain might just look to give a little bit of space here as they wait for their heroic tank to return.
Yeah. You know what? Knife comes through on the Link, and dang, he is melted
Asserting
by
his dominance on the JQ, Alpha Spectre says, we are not out of this yet.
Yeah, Champlain did try to fight that at the end there.
Oh, and Yuyo has
Oh my god, they're still trying to fight. They haven't given up.
He finds one though, somehow making this fight not necessarily winnable, but scrapped together a little bit salvageable as they're gonna have a support advantage for a little bit. If they're able to stabilize and take a fight 5v4, it's gonna be looking good for Champlain.
Yeah, Champlain will not give up this pressure. RPI is just constantly on the back foot. They have the point, but Champlain is keeping the gas pedal down, keeping the cooldowns coming, and RPI has to somehow defend against this constant aggression as Yuyo goes in the back again.
He's just so deep. He's just so deep, but the Reaper taking his job as the front line, trading out onto the JQ, trying to hold the point down, forces out a beat early. Beat matched on the other side as Reaper we see walking out the Baptiste from the end of the fight.
Alright, here we go. Queen ult down onto Kazuma. Ifield is enough to keep him alive as the 360 punch hits. And the Junker Queen is not quite falling, but Champlain will finally take back the point after 2 minutes of fighting over that.
Yeah, Yuyo came into that fight. He saw Alpha Spectre and he said, "You might be the Alpha, but I'm the Omega."
Yeah, you know, Champlain really
hit
repping
him
that
big punch.
really repping that Black History Month comp here. Coming in clutch as I don't think RPI can handle it.
There's no way. It is February, and that was part of the design of the comp because we here at Champlain
we value diversity and inclusion, and our Overwatch team was happy to represent that in our theory crafting today as Mark goes in again and is going to die.
Shout out, speaking of diversity, shout out Andrea. She's not in this game, but Champlain College is proudly one of the few schools that actually has a woman on one of our varsity esports teams. We're so awesome.
Yeah,
I love us.
Champlain's amazing.
As Mercy cleans up
Mercy
the
goes
fight,
into
as
the match.
we're just talking
Thank
over
God we
the
got some action in
absolute
game
dominant win
because
from Champlain.
This was going nowhere, and Champlain will be taking point 3, map 3, and I think they're just going to be cleaning up here. Lucio going to try to touch at the very end, but not quite in time, and that'll be
There we go. That's the game. That's the series. That's Champlain College, baby. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Overwatch Blue taking an early lead of a season 1-0. Beautifully played, even on a little bit of a silly comp at the end. Yuyo's play of the game really should be titled Into the Game, because oh boy was he into.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Look at that.
Yo, that was nice.
All right, he drew all
I'm
the
glad we
pressure.
got to see that. I'm glad we got to see that.
Mercy came through at the end there, the empowered punch. All right, Champlain, Yuyo showing it off at the very end.
We're going to be seeing a lot of that this season. I have a good feeling that this is not the end, but fortunately, we're coming to the end of our stream.
Yeah.
Broadcast, are we doing an interview tonight? Are we going to get to have a little special chat with a lovely player from a team? Yes, we are. We are going to be having an interview. I think that means we should pick a little MVP for the series. What do you think, Tom?
I think it has to go to Kazuma on the May.
Oh, yeah.
Dominating the brawl maps and shut that down completely as Champlain was able to switch over to start doing funky things at the end there, but it worked out great for them.
Yeah, so thank you all for sticking around this long. We'll be back briefly, hopefully for an interview with our MVP, Thomas Kazuma May. I don't know his last. I should know his. Oh, I know his last name.
Nah, Thomas Kazuma May, I think is his full legal
that's
name.
it. We'll see you guys on the other side of this break. Stick around and stay classy. Welcome back, Beaver Nation. Unfortunately, our MVP Thomas, aka Kazuma, was
Wait, I'm not
shifted
MVP?
away by the sands
not MVP?
of a shuttle.
How am I not MVP?
You're replacement MVP.
What is this whole replacement thing we got going on?
I'm Josh, aka Z-Luck, back here with. Are you team captain?
I'm the replacement MVP.
Wait, are you team captain, Vo?
That's Kevin.
It's Kevin. Well,
I'm like
the
honorary.
tank player,
I'm Chancellor of the Vibes.
Chancellor of the Vibes, Mark, aka Yuyo.
What's up?
How you feeling after tonight's win?
Satiated.
Satiated, that's good. You guys had big expectations for tonight. Before the game, I talked to you guys. I got 4 yeses out of 5 when asked. I think the 5th one, which was a no, was sarcastic as well when checking in if you guys were going to win. So you guys feel like you met your goals for tonight?
Goal was don't lose. Didn't lose, so I'm feeling confident in the ability that we showed to not do the losing thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen you guys on stream.
Yeah,
what have
we're
you been
back.
cooking in the off season?
We didn't really scrim over the off season.
Okay. Well, that's kind of a bad question, then. Moving
But
on.
like we cooked like in the last couple weeks. You know, we scrimmed enough to.
That's good. Getting back into the swing of things to the start of the season.
Overwatch was a great game.
It really is. Big patch next week. Let's walk through the games tonight. Starting with map 1, rolling out of a rematch from Brawl Mirror. Feel like you guys pretty comfortable. Looked like you kind of had it on lock.
Yeah.
What was going through your heads when you saw the mirror was
I mean, that comp's meta, so if we thought it was going to be close, we rolled out on that. And then we didn't think it was going to be close, so we played some other stuff.
Yeah, that was kind of our assumption on the desk. Tom and I were
Yeah.
talking about it. We were kind of hoping to see some ball.
I was thinking about the ball, but I think our comp we ran on the third map was just, it kind of had to happen.
Yeah, definitely did.
With the current political climate and all that.
Yeah, man. Moving on, map 2. That was our first fight win for RPI. Was on map 2.
Did they not want to fight first map?
Not really.
I didn't die first map. I forgot about that. And I
was-
wasn't given MVP, and I didn't have a death.
Well, I think that we were just kind of.
Let's unpack that.
Let's unpack that.
So, look, out of you and Tom, who's doing the analyst work?
We kind of were splitting it. And to be fair,
So no one is what I'm hearing.
Well, to be fair,
I'm hearing no analyst work.
At the end, I was like, "Oh, so who's MVP?" And he goes, "Kazuma." And I was like, "Sure, that's fine."
He just picked the first name. He's a simple man. He
No,
saw.
Thomas played really well on Vamay. I think Vamay walls were good.
I just figured it out.
What?
They're both named Thomas.
Yeah, they are.
It's a conspiracy.
Frosty and Cosmo are both named Thomas. There's a lot of Thomases. Champlain is a Thomas heavy
Not a lot of
school.
marks.
No. Well, there's 2 esports marks.
There's 3. There's another mark with a C. Shout out Mark Chartier, my goat.
Shout out Mark Chartier. I don't know
Yeah.
who you are, but if you're his goat, you're my goat now too.
I don't think he'll watch this.
No, probably not.
I don't think he's really with the games these days.
Moving on through map 2, that big first fight win got play of the game on the Echo. After they kind of got the cart around that first corner on Shambali, where were you guys? What was your adjustment to kind of lock in?
I
in
think
full
I
hold?
was tabbed out watching the stream back, and then I realized that they could beat after me and chase me, and then we couldn't save me. So I was like, "Please, Thomas, touch. I can come back with Flux." And then so I did that, and we killed them and held. And so I was like, "That's good. It would have been embarrassing if we lost a point."
Yeah. Fair enough. Honestly, really interesting fight fair. I wish I had Kevin or I think it was Nick was on the Sojourn that map.
Yeah, Nick going crazy. And dude, on
That last fight, they had a crazy flank. Yeah, I assumed someone called that Nano Monkey was going to happen, and Link said, "Screw it, I'm going into the back line." And
oh
he
yeah,
just went-
Kevin and Nick called that, and then
Yeah.
and then on like our push on offense, Nick was like, "I'm gonna hide on right side," and I was like, "I'll just come with you." And then me,
Yeah.
Nick, and Zach just like ran at them from behind.
It was fun. It was honestly
Proverbial
a
back
fun map to
shots.
watch. Yeah, you really were showing them who's boss.
Yeah.
Let's move on to map 3 now. We're on the Doomfist comp. Stop looking like-
Unpack that one for me.
real-
As someone who's played Overwatch quite a bit, like where's like the synergistic like aspects of that
I
god?
didn't
Like
realize
what do you
were-
see like
you
something
were
that they can
interviewing
do?
me now.
Yeah, no, just like break down like some of the synergistic aspects.
I said on broadcast it's interesting because you don't really play Baptiste and Doomfist together. They don't really.
Nothing in common.
No, not particularly that I can think of.
I mean, because if you think about it, like imagine your Doom like commits uses all your cooldowns. Like you have a lamp, you know?
No, there is definitely, and there were some good moments like that, and it gave Link the freedom to play pretty aggressive because you're taking so much space. So it definitely wasn't bad. And the Reaper did a lot of work too. I feel like Nick had a lot of great follow up on your engages. He saved one fight pretty big with a big Q press. Heading into that last point on the third map, you kind of griefed pretty bad.
See, some call it griefing. The experienced players, the ones who've like played the game a lot, call it limit testing.
Okay.
And there's like a phantom behind me. Also, look at this cool set.
It's awesome. Whoever
Dude,
did this did a great
we're
job.
in space.
We are. We're kind of in the void. We're in our brand new studio. Put a lot of work into it. All right, let's keep rolling through this interview here. Gone through all the maps. Let's look into the future.
I'm just trying to derail as much as possible.
I'm so aware. What are your
Speaking of rail, thoughts on Sojourn?
Hey, I said she's a dominant pick in the meta. That's a quote from me from earlier. I think she's great right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Where do you guys see the team ending up this semester? Last season, you guys went out early in playoffs. Do you think you're gonna make a Tharver, have that comeback season?
If I would be sad if we went out early in playoffs again. I would be unhappy.
Yeah, I think you guys are looking pretty sharp, and honestly,
One could hope.
the division definitely got a little bit weaker.
Yeah, lots of NECC is running a system where they put people up to a higher division, and so sometimes there aren't as many teams in your division, and then teams from lower come in.
Yeah, which
NECC does a lot of things.
And they don't do a lot of things also.
Yeah, I had stopped myself from going there, which is why my sentences were so slow. But we could go there. We could like.
We're not gonna go there. Actually, where we might go is to the end of a stream.
That's
honestly.
not a bad idea.
We've been rambling for a while, and we're kind of rocking that borderline a little too much. And I don't want Harry to take me out back like old Yeller.
Bro jumped the fence. What was that? Bro said we're walking the borderline. It just went over. There's a border conflict going on right now, and you are in the middle of it.
Call me barbed wire.